Welcome to the Crazy Coke Collectors channel again. Today I'll be showing you how you empty aluminum cans. Okay, this is probably more for the newbies, those who are collecting Coca-Cola cans for the first time, aluminum cans, and you seriously wouldn't want to have the Coca-Cola inside your can and display it in your cabinets. What's going to happen is, because the liquid inside is quite corrosive, and then it's going to eat into the aluminum, and your can is going to start leaking. Some worst case scenario, it may burst. If you look on the right hand side, you will see how a burst can looks like. Even if it doesn't burst, the Coke can may get out of shape, and if it's one of those rare cans that you have, you're going to feel really sad. As you can see on your left hand side, that's how an out of shape can looks like. Alright, so you don't want to have all these kind of problems. So the best way is to have the liquid removed from the can. Now, obviously the easiest way is the tap. You open it and you pour away the liquid. Alright, but then it's going to have a ugly sight here. Alright, so that's not what we want. We want to do it properly, where the hole won't be there. Okay, it looks as if that the can is unopened, at the same time it is empty. So this is a very good example of a can that is already empty, and if you look at it, it looks really nice. So the trick here is, as you can see, this is where the hole is. Can you see? I'll bring it nearer to you. The tiny little hole that is punctured onto the can, and then you have all the water removed, clean it up nicely, and then you have a nice empty can. At the same time, it looks in perfect condition. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you. Now this is a full can. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you how you remove the liquid from inside. Okay, as I told you earlier, we puncture a hole. So now I have this device here, which I think my brother Jason bought it for me in Hong Kong. Okay, I don't know whether it's still for sale. So this is how it looks like. Alright, so as you can see, as you press this down, there is a tiny needle. Okay, so this is a very good device for you to puncture the can without having the risk of hurting your fingers, or poking your fingers because of the sharp thing. But not everyone is able to get hold of this device. Okay, so don't worry about it so much. When I'm traveling, sometimes I forget to bring this with me, so I have this pin. Okay, this pin is usually used on this notice boards. Okay, it comes in multiple colors. It's pretty sharp as well. So I'm going to show you first how this is used, and then if you don't have this with you, don't worry so much about it. You can still have the water removed from the aluminum can using this tiny little pin as well. Okay, so without further ado, I will show you how it's done. Alright, so firstly, what I do is, because I'm sitting in the hallway, so I have a pail with me. Okay, as you can see, there's a pail here. Inside the pail, I fill it with a bit of water, so that when I open up the Coke can, it's not going to splash all over the place. Alright, so let's see how it's done. So I'm going to take the can. Alright, I'm going to slide this this pin. Can you see? I'm going to slide it just a little bit to my right. Okay, bearing in mind that when I puncture a hole here, and when all the liquid is taken out, I push this pin back, you will not be able to see the tiny little hole that I punctured. Okay, so this one you have to do it a few times to get used to it, to get the hang of it. And my suggestion to you is maybe you should start off using more normal cans in case you made a mistake. Sometimes even after pushing the pin back to its usual position, you can still see a little bit of a hole, which means that you didn't do a good job in choosing the hole at the right spot. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you again. So I'm going to push it a little bit, slightly to the right. Okay, and I have decided that I'm going to puncture the hole here. So now with this device, okay, as I told you earlier, there's a pin, right? Okay, so I'm going to take this pin, I'm going to point it to the spot I want. Okay, this is very easy. Okay, can you see it? So I'm just going to puncture it in. Alright, it is done. So I'm going to take it out. Okay, so I'm not going to lower the thing to show you. I'm going to take out the device, and you see what happens is the coke is going to spurt out. Okay, can you hear the sound? So as you can see, I will keep shaking it so that there's enough pressure to ultimately push out all the liquid from inside the can. Okay, now a tip for you is immediately when you buy the Coca-Cola can, don't keep it for a long time and then you start to do this. What happens is after a while the carbon dioxide, can you hear the sound? Can you hear the sound? As you can see, it is fully removed. Okay, it's totally empty now. Alright, I'm just going to lift it up again so you can see it. So it's totally empty now, nothing inside, and I'm just going to push this back so you can see, you cannot see a single hole in the can. Alright, which means that I've done a pretty good job with this. Alright, so what happens is later on I'm going to wash all this off because it's going to be sticky. Once I wash it off, I dry it, it's a lovely can that you can display in your cabinet without having to worry of the corrosion and having to worry about cans bursting. Alright, and that's what happens. So I've done a good job. As you can see, the can is nice. Okay, every bit of liquid has been totally removed. Okay, and now I've got almost a perfect can. Alright, so now as I said earlier, if you do not have this device, don't worry too much about it because I'm not sure whether you can still buy this online. So I'm just going to put this aside for a minute. As I told you earlier, you can use this pin to do essentially the same thing, the same job. Alright, so I'm going to pick another can. This is a pretty nice can, coffee and caramel. Okay, so as what I did just now, okay, I'm going to push it a little bit to the right, just a little bit. Okay, knowing very well that this is where I decide to puncture the hole. I can more or less picture it once all the liquid comes out, and if I push the tap back, you won't be able to see the hole. Alright, so let's try and do this again. This is a little bit harder because you are using the pin, so I will have to have a bit of support. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on top of the pail, and I decided that this is the point that I want it to be. Alright, so I have to press it inside. Can you hear the sound? So it is gone inside. Okay, so the moment I pull this pin out, all the Coca-Cola is going to squirt out. Okay, alright, have a look. So Can you hear the sound? Alright. So as long as I can feel the pressure, I will let the liquid squirt out on its own, yeah? But the moment I feel that the pressure is getting less, I will give it a gentle shake to create a bit more pressure. Hopefully that all the liquid will be able to come out from the Coke. And you know everything comes out when you hear the last bit, the sound. Okay, now just to let you know, okay, I've taken everything out, alright, but I have admittedly kept this can for more than a year. Okay, that is the reason why I don't hear the full whoosh from the can when it what do you call shoots out all the liquid from the can. Okay, so as you can see, once I put the tap back, you cannot see a hole. Alright, so this will keep your can almost in the perfect condition, and at the same time all the liquid has been removed from the can. Okay, so this is basically how you do it with aluminum cans. Alright, now if you have other ways of removing the liquid, please let me know in the comments below, so that perhaps I can also learn new ways. Now I know of some people, they puncture a hole, or sometimes they even do 2 holes at the bottom of the can. Alright, one to push in the air, the other one to expel the liquid. Now this could be an alternative way as well, but what I don't like is, if you lift up the can at the bottom, you will see 2 holes. So if you are a perfectionist perhaps, then you may feel that it can be a little bit ugly, right? But if you do it this way, with the device that I showed you, or this pin, and then you notice that you don't see any holes whatsoever. Okay, so this is in my opinion one of the best ways to remove liquid from your precious Coca-Cola can. Alright, you have to remove it and do it as soon as possible after your purchase, because that's when the pressure in the can is still very, very strong. Alright, so probably a day or 2 after you have purchased this, you should immediately have the liquid removed. Alright, if you keep it for say months, some of them they kept it for years, and then you start to do the removal of the liquid, there is not enough pressure to expel all the liquid inside there. So you will end up having probably 1/3, you know, if you're unlucky, half. That's not good. Okay, now if there is just a little bit left inside, there's another way for you to help to remove the little bit left of the liquid, yeah, which is you go boil some hot water. Okay, go to the sink, turn it around. Okay, make sure that the hole can be seen. Right, turn it around, and then place it on a flat surface in your sink, and you pour the hot water on top here. Okay, that hot water is going to create a bit of pressure to push out the remaining amount of liquid in your can. That only works if there's just a little bit left. Okay, not 1/3 or half. Alright, if you have that problem, you have to live with the liquid inside there, or in the worst case scenario, you have to open the tap to get all the liquid out. Alright, otherwise with the liquid inside, it starts to corrode your can, it can burst, and you know what happens? Your whole display cabinet is going to be destroyed by the corrosive liquid inside there. So better be safe than sorry, guys. Okay, so this is the best method in my opinion. You may have other methods, do let me know. Alright, Hi again guys, I hope you have enjoyed my short tutorial just now regarding how you remove liquid from the Coca-Cola cans. I would emphasize this is more suitable for beginners, those who have just started collecting and they do not know how best to have the liquid removed from the cans. As mentioned in the video, you have to remove the liquid from the cans because it is very corrosive. It will eat into your cans, and one day, without you knowing it, the can will burst, or if it doesn't burst, it will slowly leak out from the can and it will destroy your display cabinet. So you don't want that to happen. Alright, so devices have been made, created by very likely Coke collectors to make our hobby more exciting and more enjoyable. In my next tutorial, I will show you how you safely remove the metal cap from glass bottles. Some of us, when we buy cans from bottles from overseas, it is shipped empty, okay? Because a lot of countries nowadays, immigration customs, they do not allow a full glass bottle to be shipped or couriered. So you want to fill back the Coke into the empty bottle. So firstly, you have to remove the metal cap, right? So what we have learned is there are some people, they have come up with this device where you can safely remove the metal cap without spoiling or denting the cap. And then you can safely fill in the Coca-Cola and then you cap it back again. Alright, so I will do that in my next tutorial. Again, thank you for subscribing to my channel, the Crazy Coke Collectors channel, and continue to like my channel as well. Okay, you have a great day guys. Thank you.